Hi everybody, I'm Joe Keen, and last time we worked on this beautiful factory. This is our oil factory, and all this oil that we'll be using will be getting sent to other parts of the world, including my nuclear factory, which you can see on the top left is where most of my water is getting sent to my nuclear power plant. And today we'll be mainly settling here, figuring out exactly where we want our train stations to start and end, and finish gathering all the resources that we need for this nuclear power plant, which I figured we can start right over there, gathering the rest of the concrete we need, and we need to gather some sulfur over there, including some other stuff like deuterium, which is right over there. And this is my diorama, which kind of just shows everything that I need for my nuclear power plant. We have our nitrogen, oil, quartz, and iron all done. We almost have our sulfur done, our SAM done, and concrete's not close to being done, but it will. We have copper, coal, and deuterium almost all done for this project. And most of the resources we'll be getting today is going to be set over here because a lot of it's close by. And that hurt. But we'll do a big boop because today I want to start working on our control center, which will be about right there. So we have a lot of things that I want to get done today, so we might as well hurry and get it done right now. I'm going to send a line going over here, gathering some more concrete and other materials that we'll need for this project. I will boop it, and when I boop, they'll be done right there. All right, I gathered everything that we needed over there. I went over here and laid out the train stations that are coming from over there. That's how long each of these are and how much is coming in. It's going to be a lot of fun trying to make this look good and rowdy and everything, but good thing you guys don't get to watch that part. You probably noticed I set little sections of nuclear reactors around here, and that's just showing me where I want to have some later on. So I made a platform over there for it. I extended over there for that section, and I might have a little bit right here just for like show. But one cool thing I was thinking is I want to build one all the way over there. I think that would be a really cool spot, and we wouldn't have so many pipes coming in here, and a lot of those pipes would go that way, so we're not have a clutter of pipes in our main area. However, we are almost done gathering resources. We just need to gather some deuterium, sulfur, and some concrete, and we're going to be completely done gathering everything we need here. On the map, I might have it wrong, so I'll ping it for you. But right over here, we're going to be gathering some sulfur. Over here is some uranium, and over here is some uranium. I'm going to be doing something that I haven't done really before, and we're going to actually use drones. We're going to drone these sections over here and send it back to our main base that's over here. Or I guess I mean our nuclear power plant. And we already have some turbo fuel that's getting made by a turbo packager plant over there, getting sent here by a train that will be about right there. So we already have the turbo fuel that we need. I made extra for this reason. And instead of me dealing with those drones today, what I actually want to do is get these train stations done and make sure that the trains are coming in and not having any problems and unloading. I will do most of that off camera, but I will show you all the stuff getting input in once it's all done and ready. But what I kind of want to work on too is the start of our control center, which will be right in the middle, because what control center isn't in the middle? I don't know how big it will be, not too big. I'm going to put some pictures on the top left and right of the screen just to kind of show you my idea of this. But I'm going to mix those two pictures together. We're going to see how I want it exactly, but I think this would be a really good start, especially because if you check out a YouTuber called I'm Kibitz, he does a really good job at showing how to like handle certain situations if there's a nuclear meltdown, and I really don't want a nuclear meltdown. All right, we finally finished this, and you know what, we have everything checked off but these two. This will be done, and this will be done shortly once we actually start our drone systems, but we don't need to worry about that yet because these two we don't mess with for a while, actually. In fact, in phase 1, we only need 2100 sulfur, so we're perfectly fine. Not to just interrupt this video, I just want you guys to know that I'm a self-editor. I make my own videos. I do everything myself. Oh, really? And I know I struggle communicating. nor I make random edits, stuff that doesn't make sense. I just want you guys to know that I'm trying. This is really new to me, but I love doing it. I love showing you guys what I'm doing. In fact, this is a sneak peek of what's going on right behind me. But anyway, sorry if this video is weird for you guys. I checked and people only watch this video up to like 3 minutes. Like my best video I ever had has only had most people watching it for just 3 minutes. I can understand why, because my intro sucks. So I hope you guys like the intro I made. It's a little bit better than my other ones, but I'm trying. I am. Anyways, I'll let you guys get back into the video. But anyways, let's go down here and let's work on our train system. We got all these names. We got nuclear 1, 2, and 3, and then over there is nuclear 4. At least I haven't named it yet, but that's what it will be. And I've been trying to like figure out how I want to do my lines, because it's a little bit different. For example, this has to come up to here. And then let's just run this all the way down for now. This can come in and connect right here. But since I'm doing it that way, I actually have to delete this, grab this, put this here, and then connect that. Now we got our connection. Same concept. I grab it, moved it over, connect it there. And now we got to figure out how exactly we're going to hook it back up to there. Something about like this. That might be a little bit too sharp of a turn. I'm going to watch it for now. That might be a little too sharp. You guys let me know in the comments down below if you actually think it's bad or not. Actually, I'm going to hurry and change it. Okay, that looks a lot better. I dropped it quite a bit. I still got to bring a lot of this stuff in and connect it here, and I didn't think about one thing, which might honestly be a problem. All this stuff right here, I was just gonna have it go down here and go over there, but I might have to make it go here, turn, and then go into this area, which isn't a problem. It's just more work for me, but you know what? It'll make things look good. Okay, and the idea to get it connected back, I was gonna have things wrap around, come up here, go over here, and go and connect back over there. So it shouldn't be too hard. Okay, I got all the lines in, all the bells and whistles. We're actually gonna start turning on these trains once I get a temporary line going through and sinking all this material. And I don't care how ugly this looks for now, because we're only doing one train at a time. But every time I do a train and I check it off, I'm just gonna leave it doing its system, because really the trains can do whatever they want after I get that done. But I mainly just need to make sure that my output's pretty good. All right, let me fly over to nuclear 1, which this is nuclear 1, so we can actually start just letting things go, because I need to know if I need 1 or 2 trains. If I need 2 train system on each of these, it might get a little bit crazy. All right, I set up the thing, so we have nuclear 1 out, nuclear 1 in. So this thing should go on a little fun joyride. We're going to be heading all the way back to our nuclear power plant. All right, we are here. Let's see it unload. I should probably actually set the little thing up so I can see how much is unloading and loading. And what I should have done is set up buffers real fast just as a temporary use. So this is what it should look like. So what happens is you have 2 of these lines coming into a buffer, which is so it can hurry and load as much as it can into the buffer. And then this will go and do its thing as of normal. But the thought process is you want this to hurry unload as much as it can before the next one comes in and loads, so you can always have a lot in here stored while this goes out and does stuff, because this will cut off and not send any more when this train's unloading its material. So I'm just gonna let this do its thing, and I'll be back. Once this is done, I'm gonna do the rest myself without you guys here, because you guys kind of understand the whole concept. All right, we're back over at this plant, and that is because we actually got to start sending our turbo fuel and our oil over there. Now, I will say that I'm going to keep this here for now, and the biggest reason why is because when this gets full, I never want this to stop moving. And I'll probably turn off this train at some point, or at least turn off the sinks over there that I already have set up. So when that happens, this doesn't, again, cause the clutter. There we go. Now everything's switching, so that means we can now turn on this train that's over here. Okay, everything is now coming out. That is very, very, very good. Now, that also means we can turn this train on, and we can start having it do its thing. Okay, got its timestamp, so we save it, we turn it on, and then it starts loading. So now it's going to be filling those buffers up as this is doing its thing, and now we're good to head off. All right, we finally made it. should be as easy as pulling up, stopping the train, and then unloading it. And that would mean that we have this train done and these 3 other train stations done, which means we can start working on our control center once I make sure this is good. Well, I just finished the train station. I added another train just to keep the loading and unloading fast and keeps the numbers up high, and it did. I got the numbers ready. So I deleted the buffers and sinks for now, and I cannot stress this enough. Since this is full and you're doing with oil, anything with oil and a byproduct, you want this to sync at your main base. I have a priority switch. All it does is how I have mine is it either always fill up my buffers going to my trains, but if it ever gets full, it will overflow here, right? This could be none. And then that overflow will head to a sink. That's what I have over there. And I went over here and added this pipe going over here so I could see what it looks like going over the train tracks. And I think it looks really good. It will drop right here and go that way. And since I know that it does that, I decided to have this be the main floor it will follow. So when it goes up over this hill, I'll just have it float in the air. So it'll kind of like be like this, where it'll float and then pipe. And since it has a bunch of head lift over there, I don't need any more pumps throughout the space. But anyways, let's work on the control center. What I thought is I'm not going to go past this line, and it's going to stay inside over there. I don't want it too big, but I want it tall. Pretty tall, taller than everything else that'll be built around here. I want that to be the centerpiece of everything. I thought these nuclear power plants would look really cool attached to the tower. So like what I was kind of thinking is we'll have a path going right through the middle. I'll have a little section going out, going all the way past all these nuclear power plants so you can like see what's going on. We can go all the way over here into like one of the doors that go into the base, because on the bottom part is going to be pipes going all the way around going to other sections of our nuclear power plant. I want the actual control center where like you're inside dealing with all the switches about here, and it might be super tall, I understand. But like I said, I want it to be taller than anything else around here. Nothing should go higher than this point. And so we'll probably like have a glass roof all the way around here. And since this is the very top part, I want glass here, aiming there, and aiming there. But what I was thinking is on the very top, it'll be round, right? It'll be a round, very top. And on the second level will be where all my switches are, so I can actually control what sector is what. Anyways, but the priority switch, like over here will be our phase 1, pretty much. So there will be a priority switch going to our phase 1. If anything goes wrong, I can flip it off. There's no more power sent. And I think phase 2 will be right over here. And then phase 3 taking over this spot. Okay, so hear me out. I was kind of cooking. I forgot to show parts or even the plan of what I was doing. I just kept going. I didn't stop. That was kind of a big whoopsies. But the idea I showed you guys earlier where I wanted things to kind of slope in and slope out, I didn't really slope out on anything, but I sloped in. All right, this was the top part that I told you that I wanted to do. I kept it kind of round right here and then poked it out on the sides. The whole thought process of this is we'll be a little bit higher. So like we'll have paths up here that go down there, go down over there, go over there. You know, they just go everywhere. And we'll have an elevator that comes up here to this control center where I'll have like a switch right here, just a little priority switch where I could switch stuff. And I'll have a symbol up here so I can know what phase this is. Then I'll have one there and one there as well. And then with this bottom floor down here, which will probably be about there, I can check all of my uranium and everything else that I need to make sure that's working properly. So I'll probably have uranium belts coming up here, doing all sorts of stuff. And so I could see it flowing properly. And this was an idea that I found from Kibitz, which works amazing. So now you know where this floor is going to be. And then this floor over here is going to actually be a manufacturing area. I want stuff to get built here, and I think phase 3 parts will be built here. So we'll have like particle accelerators here, converters. What I really want to mess with here is the quantum encoders. And I think I'm going to have like a little hang over here, and they're going to pop out, and you can see laser beams pop up in the air. I think that'll look really cool for this base. This guy phases in, and I don't know what much to do with that, so I'm just going to let him do that. I'm going to let him do his thing. But now that we got a basic shape idea, let's actually start implementing what we want. And let's work on this bottom part right here. So of course I want concrete beams, and what I'm thinking is we could phase this where it's just in the middle and it pops up. I want this to look as structural as it can. So one trick I'm going to use, we're going to grab a beam, put it on diagonal, and then have it set to about in the middle right there. Now we know we have the slope right, so I could put this here and then have it go down and attach to that. Let's move it a little so it gives that little spot right there. Now we got this cool little line going on. So what I'm going to do real fast is go around the entire base doing this on just this floor right here. And then we're going to work our way up. We're going to slowly convert this into the floor we actually want. All right, this is kind of the trend that I'm doing. I had the little black concrete pillars going everywhere around the base. But now we need more of like a structural look. But what we're going to do is worry about this roof design, because I don't like the way the roof looks. Okay, and now that we got this little roof design right here, we're just using little metal sheets as roof. Since this wall phases in a lot, I kind of want to put this to concrete. Okay, I got the front done, and I'm not gonna lie, most of this is gonna be blah until I start building other stuff, because I gotta actually have pipes come in and out. I gotta make the emergency stuff in here. I got so much to actually work on. So the fact of the matter is I just got to start working on the inside, because I got so much to do, it's not even funny. But what I figured the best spot to work on right now is the breaker room. We're going to add 2 implements. We're going to add the elevator for fun, and we're going to add a stairway probably right here, just in case if I need to hurry and get up here and turn off the power, I'm not going to go up the elevator. I'm going to take the emergency steps. But let's figure out how high we actually want this elevator. What's cool about these elevators is you can just keep adding onto them. We need to figure out how low we want this elevator to be, so let's grab it, and then let's go all the way down. I'm going to put it all the way down there for now because I'm not quite sure how high or low I want this elevator to go. Let's delete all these paths because we don't want them here right now. I screwed up and I didn't get this elevator to go right in the middle. We're going to grab this path, move it to about the center right here. Let's say about right there. And then we'll move it around so you can actually check all the spots, right? But we want to know where this priority switch should go. So I'm going to grab right here, move it there because I think this will be the best spot for it. And then once we get this best spot, we're just going to go right here. And now I can turn it on and off. Set it to what I want it to go. And this will prioritize our entire nuclear factory for phase 1. This will be phase 1. That will be phase 2. And I think phase 3 will be right there. Okay, we got it broken down to uranium fuel rods, plutonium fuel rods, and fixed sodium fuel rods. This will be our little center part right here that I need to actually put supports down. That's how I think each room's going to be. You can just walk in here, look around if you want. Probably has some LED stuff going around. Try to make this not look so bad. But anyways, guys, I have to end this episode early. I got a bunch of stuff to do this weekend, and I won't have time to actually film and record this before it will be due Saturday. So I hope you guys have liked this design. I'm so excited to see what we do in the future, but please like and subscribe and let me know what I should name the other factory that I haven't actually got a name for yet. But anyways, guys, I'll talk to you later. You have a good one, and bye-bye.